Yes, this Friday is a terrible, no good, very bad day. 5 years ago, October 4th, was the debut episode of SmackDown on Fox. The beginning of their, I think at the end of that deal was $1 billion deal. We'll talk about deals that people are getting this week a little later on. But it was an interesting episode. I forgot, like in looking back, I forgot that The Rock was there. I forgot that Tyson Fury was there. The Four Horsemen wrestled a tag match on that show. But with, I think,
The who?
the Four Horsewomen.
Because you said.
I'm sorry. Thank you. I appreciate y'all for correcting.
I was like,
me. No, I appreciate y'all. Hey, I be fucked up. Hey, look, I fuck up. I don't know what I be talking about sometimes. Hit the like button.
Hit the like button, nigga.
With like 8 or 9 minutes left of that show, it was time for the main event, which was set up, I believe, a couple weeks before. Brock Lesnar just showed up, said, "Hey, Kofi, I want that title match on the debut of SmackDown on Fox." And Kofi said, "Bet. I've been beating everybody up all summer, all since the WrestleManias. Let's go." And shiny buffs. It was in the middle of Lesnar Heyman era. I hate this photo with a passion. Kofi walked out throwing pancakes. I don't know if anybody remembers that. This was still pancake era.
Shit is ass.
Yeah, talk about shit is ass. Kofi ran across the ring, hopped up into Brock Lesnar's arms, and ate a F5. And then Brock walked out. Well, he walked out champion, but the ill shit is the setup for this was really Cain Velasquez coming in and trying to have some type of program with Brock Lesnar. Because, I mean, at a certain point, at that point, what they wanted you to think, at this point, you should have forgotten this. You should have forgotten the whole Kofi. Because it was literally the end of KofiMania.
Like slavery. You forgot about it like slavery.
I chat chime in. I remember how we felt, fam and math, because that next morning, the only conversation we have been having is how are we going to work SmackDown conversation into us on a Thursday record when they record the next day. I don't think
I remember that.
We just started figuring that out. But we recorded that Saturday morning. We had like a 20-25 minute conversation. So I want to know, like, DDM from you, what was the end of KofiMania? I wanted to know, what were your thoughts when you knew that this was who Kofi was facing on the premiere episode of SmackDown on Fox 5 years ago?
Now, I have an interesting point of view when it comes to this because I had not gotten back into wrestling when this happened. So I was not watching at the time. I'm going to be fully honest, right? So you got to remember, guys, I got back into wrestling in Survivor Series 2020 during the pandemic. But, so I missed this by a year. But I remember it's interesting because I wasn't watching wrestling at the time, but this was all over social media. Okay. So when I was like, a lot of my friends on social media were like, I'm not watching wrestling anymore. I'm stopping, like it was a thing. It had permeated through wrestling social media just to make it so that lets you know it was a big deal. Right. But then fast forward, shout out to WWE Network, my subscription. And that's the beautiful thing about streaming services is you can always go back, a person who haven't watched, and relive all of that. It's like watching the stories. I may not have watched Young and the Restless for forever, but I know Catherine Chancellor's team because I could go back and figure it out, right? So
rest in peace, Miss Chancellor.
There you go.
Okay. But when I rewatched that summer, that whole KofiMania reign, and saw the win at WrestleMania and all of that, I was like, this is nice. But here's where you really going to think I'm going to catch a lot of heel heat.
Oh no!
Yes, I like it.
Oh, you about to say something?
The reality is this.
Oh no.
Here you go. Get
When I look at, y'all know, I look at the character, I look at the story, and I look at believability. The reality is, as much as I did not like that for Kofi, and in the story it could have went longer, it was not realistic looking at Kofi's moveset, looking at Kofi's power level, that he was going to beat Brock Lesnar. Now, what they could have done is they could have made the match longer and not have him go out like that. That part I disagree with. I think that they owed him a better match than that.
That's a fact.
Okay.
Let
me finish. They owed him a better match than that. But based on the history of those two characters, their move sets, and how they have been presented, I was like,
So I think the squashing is what pissed people off. If you would have gave Kofi a respect, mind you, Kofi just beat a who's of WWE superstars all summer.
He had been cooking that entire summer, yes.
And then, and I'm talking about he was beating the niggas, right? Like all of the quality niggas to just pull up on the goddamn the nigga slayer and get nigga slayed.
I hate that nigga.
In 7 seconds,
son.
It won't it.
The fact that Kofi defeated one of the individuals that was busting Brock Lesnar's ass at Survivor Series, if I'm wrong, somebody correct me. Daniel Bryan was busting Brock Lesnar's ass at Survivor Series, right?
Right.
And then for him to get washed in that way is crazy, especially when we're talking about somebody the same size as Eddie Guerrero, who took the title from a younger Brock Lesnar. So I don't see the difference. Talk to me, Dad.
Here's why, and yes, I missed the cultural context. I didn't get the whole T-shirt moment. I wish I would have been watching it because I absolutely love the New Day's merch. I actively search for it in their collector's belt because I love their merch. But
especially the Run DMC joint,
right? But the issue is, yes, Daniel Bryan beat Brock Lesnar, but Daniel Bryan, from my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, keep me whole, was very much a heel at that time with the whole nature. Was he wearing the nature belt at that time, the natural belt, or no?
He lost. He lost.
He lost the natural belt. Okay.
No, I'm saying he lost the match to Brock Lesnar.
Who Daniel Bryan did?
Yeah.
Okay, so Daniel Bryan lost to Brock Lesnar. Kofi lost to Brock Lesnar. So to me, it's Brock Lesnar. The way that he's presented, and no shade, Kofi beating Daniel Bryan. And even though to me, Daniel Bryan is a superior pure wrestler to me than Kofi, body-wise, size-wise, I can believe Kofi beating Daniel Bryan. Okay? I can't necessarily believe because, and I know guys, y'all is giving heel. I know. But
I think with this, this is where you're not watching that summer, because that's what they did all summer was build Kofi with wins, with quality.
Whole summer.
Kofi was a dog. He was a dog all summer to just run into a F5. Come on, cuz you ran into a doorknob like Arnold Jackson or something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
it's the same. It's the same as Becky and Bianca. It's the same thing. It wasn't right.
Yeah,
they should have made that. Those two matches should have been longer so that it didn't. That whole thing didn't. It didn't feel like it was for nothing. Or the whole bills for both of them.
Right.
That's the other part.
Yeah.
That's
it right there.
But that's also the other part is they didn't do nothing with that nigga because the first time
they got him wrestling Xavier Woods.
The first time that they had someone lose really quick and it made someone, it was Daniel Bryan, right?
Yes.
Sheamus.
Yeah.
And if that was your plan, okay. But all you did is beat him, and then he never even talked. He never even looked the direction of that goddamn.
Nah, yeah, it was.
And
it
I
was
think,
a wrap.
I think, to be honest, and shout out to Joey in the chat. Bianca's situation is similar, but the thing is, Bianca did get. I think they learned from the Kofi situation. And with Bianca did get redemption, and it made sense. And then also too, with Bianca, and I was at not Survivor Series, SummerSlam in Vegas when Bianca lost, because I got into an argument in my section with the people. I almost got put out of that Survivor Series. But the difference is when Bianca lost, it was like she was, you could see in the storyteller, she was like, oh my God, it's Becky. Absolutely, I'll give you a rematch. Key babyface. And she goes in, and there's a turn there from Becky. So to me, and I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but to me, the Bianca one, even though I hate it, and I almost beat this man ass in section 203 of
shout out to 203.
In the arena.
I wouldn't put that. It was a statute of limitations on almost beating somebody's ass.
But
almost, yes.
It was different. The thing is, and this is what I believe, Vince McMahon never saw Kofi being this long-term thing anyway. I think that Kofi's reward was the WrestleMania. His reward was the belt, because I honestly believe in Vince McMahon's eyes, Kofi, he never saw Kofi as a WWE champion anyway.
Yeah, I think that's that. Well, let's take a step back.
You know what else he didn't see? He didn't see that nigga grab a pickle. I'm sorry.
No. Why?
He said, I mean, hey.
Grab my pecker.
I'm sorry. So,
Vince will say he never seen it. He said, go back and get it. What I'm gonna do? Tell Vince, and they're gonna send me home.
I'm gonna tell Vince. No,
Vince, grab my pickle.
I would love to
Grab my pecker.
I'm sorry.
I would love to do the Atlas interview. I would love to interview him.
Well, all right.
Hey, not after this.
All right. Yeah. Don't show him this episode. Nah. Well, I mean, take a step back. So I think the thing, DDM. I think the one thing that the one piece of context that we want to remain clear. KofiMania. It's not like this was anybody's plan. If you go back, Mustafa Ali was supposed to be in an Elimination Chamber spot, and he got injured, and Kofi Kingston filled in the spot. I spoke about this the other day, because me, my brother Fam, and my brother Matt, we was on, I don't remember what social media app we was on. We was on 10:30, 10:45 on a Sunday night, like tense about Kofi almost beating the world champion in the Elimination Chamber, because their back and forth was so good. It was so good to the point that even though Daniel Bryan lost, they let the cage go up. Never forget Kofi. Kofi's in there, Woods and E. They go to the ring, and they out there showing love to Kofi. They're like, hey, you get your flowers, man. You put in work, man. They was showing this man love, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was a week or a couple weeks later, there was a gauntlet match on SmackDown, and Kofi showed out on that as well. And at that point, that's when him and the New Day was like, boom, Vince McMahon, this nigga's nice. He don't just swear he nice. You know that he nice. You know this man been nice. Give this man the match. And even at that point, DDM, at a certain point, Woods and E, they was like, oh, he nice, you got to stand on that. They had to have a gauntlet match to make sure that Kofi could actually wrestle Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 35. So when
that's when the New Day the Usos laid down.
The Usos laid down.
It was a moment.
That was very good storytelling. Like even Vince not believing in Kofi was the story, and I thought it was well told. It really did have shades of the Yes movement and WWE kind of being slow to the people, being like, yo, that's the guy right there. When they finally embraced it, it was gangbusters for a while, and that's kind of what happened with KofiMania. So Kofi beats Daniel Bryan WrestleMania 35, and then he just wins. He beats
KO at Money in the Bank. He's got matches with Dolph Ziggler. He beat him. Got match with Samoa Joe. Beat him. He had a match with Dolph Ziggler and Samoa Joe. Beat their ass. And then he beat Randy Orton. This was him from the beginning of that year to September, whatever, when Brock Lesnar came in and said, hey, little man, I'm not, now mind you, and this is the key, DDM, this would have been their second singles match. The last time Brock, and this is part to your point, the last time Brock Lesnar and Kofi Kingston had a match before this was in July of 2015 in Japan. And Brock Lesnar beat Kofi Kingston ass at like 10 a.m. our time in Japan.
No, wasn't it both of them? It was him and Woods.
Well, at a certain point, the Woods got his. If you go on Cage Match says it was a singles match. I think Woods got his ass beat as well. I didn't go back to look at the video.
Booked as a handicap.
I don't remember.
Because the reason why didn't we go grab sneakers that day, cuz?
Yeah, it was a handicap match.
What was out that day?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You don't remember what happened the day Kofi got his ass beat in Japan?
It was Malone Air Max 1, so I think it's possible it was what's those Concord SBs? It's possible.
Nah, I never grabbed them.
We didn't. I don't think we grabbed anything.
I thought that day we went out. Remember,
we was
looking at the phone. We was looking at it on the phone.
Yeah, we were. I don't remember the SB though, because we were out though.
Beast in the East special is what it was. Beast in the East is what it was. That day was crazy. And yes, peeps, that Kofi Randy Orton story was they were putting in work at that time. So I think like we've been saying, the biggest sting of this wasn't just that Kofi lost in 7 seconds, whatever the time was. It's the fact that since then he ain't even been thought about to be in a position to sniff a world title situation on any real type of anything. And again, it was a long time coming when he finally was able to be there for 5 months, 6 months, whatever the case may be. And for it to then be literally Cain Velasquez showing up with Rey Mysterio to have to get his ass beat by Brock Lesnar, and then to get injured before the Royal Rumble, to then get Future Endeavor in a budget cut release during the pandemic. He got
injured first. He got
injured before the match they were supposed to have at Royal Rumble. I'm pretty sure that's why Brock Lesnar wrestled in the Royal Rumble match, like starting at number 1 or whatever number he was, and beating everybody ass, because that was I like
that Royal Rumble.
I enjoyed that.
It was good.
That was a good time. Kofi needs to win the Rumble before retiring is smart.
Shout out to King Velasquez.
Yeah, no,
is he out? Is he freed?
I don't think so. He's been having issues for a minute too, right?
Yeah, he's not gonna be free. The sad part, but free him.
Well, because if I'm not mistaken, it was like somebody had did something and he took care of him.
Somebody molested his son.
Yeah, and he handled that.
But he shot. He shot. He was chasing the individuals, and I think he shot somebody else.
Yeah.
Trying to
oh no.
Molested us. So it was like a car chase, and I think he shot in the car.
Something like that.
Oh man, God dang it!
But free him. Oh, he's out.
Is he out?
He is.
I don't know.
If he ain't out, free him.
We definitely have to
move
on.
What about the person he shot by accident? They got shit to do with.
They were in the car.
They were in the car with the molester?
Yeah.
Well, how they know that the guy molested them?
What you mean? How does
I'm not sure
that the guy molested his son?
I do not know the details of the case.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the details of the case, but I'm just saying if the person that was in the car with the molester because a lot of times, people be like, "Oh, you friends with that person?" People who do terrible things like that oftentimes don't broadcast it.
Right.
So
they may not know. They may not know. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it was from what I was reading. It was the guy's dad.
That's what I remember. It was an older person that ended up getting shot.
An older guy that got shot. But free him.
Shit.
Well, he on house arrest. He all right.
Oh, his hearing. He hadn't gone to trial yet. His hearing is like in like 2 weeks.
I hope he lawyered up.
Oh wow, that's a
hope he got
long
a Young
time.
Thug lawyer.
He better get that JG.
You say Young Thug's lawyer?
Yeah, get the Young Thug lawyer.
Guys.
Or get Young Thug's judge.
Get Young Thug's judge is funny. 5 years ago was the last time you saw this.
I just love that merch. I want. There's 2 things on my wish list. One of them shirts from the KofiMania era in a plus size, and the New Day limited edition tag team belt.
If only they cared about tag teams.
Well, I don't think they care about the New Day. I mean, this week on kind of jumping.
I mean, they gave him a limited edition. I feel like the New Day did. I think the New Day will always go down and be something of value to the WWE. That is one IP that will never leave the WWE because it was so valuable.
The thing is, I hope you're right, Mimi, because they still, like, right now they're at the point where if they're looking for any kind of like, yo, we spent X amount of time investing in them being friends and now we're going to get this payoff, they need to stick the landing right now. They got to figure out what they're doing right now. Ship the time. Shouts out Antoine, piece of Jersey, piece of 609.
The amount of red is...
Just the title. DDM missed the conversation. DDM missed the conversation.
Is crazy.
Listen, DDM, we are dressing up for Halloween.
Are we?
And you are either going to be a mailman or UPS man. That is your assignment.
Either way, the belt ain't going.
I forgot about that. DDM said you can't see the belt. See, y'all gonna keep provoking this man. You see?
You know what I want to say to that belt?
Look,
You know what I want to say to that belt?
No.
Oh
Jesus
God!
Christ! Farewell tour. That's what we gotta get to Bad Blood. We have to get to Bad Blood.
Getting that count before we get to Bad Blood because I see the docket and it's still black.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
So
you told everything but.
That's why I said nothing is red. So
we've been talking.
This week, I asked everybody last week, so I'm gonna ask the chat, and I'm gonna ask everybody that's in here.
Yes.
Mimi, whose side are you on in the divorce? Kofi or Xavier Woods?
Great question.
I think Kofi's the real heel in this situation.
Why? Speak your piece. Why?
Because he was given this energy on Monday, and it was given, yeah, I'm coming for you, and you're not even gonna see it coming.
Unfile the divorce.
I might be going. I might still be Team Kofi. I'm still Team Kofi. Yep.
All right. Okay, I'm with you, Cal.
Last week I was Team
Kofi
because Woods messed up. This week, I mean, the thing is Woods beat Rey Mysterio, right? He unmasked Rey Mysterio, and he's got on the return to 2 hours of Raw next week, October 7th. He'll be facing Jey Uso for the Intercontinental title. I told you, hit the like. I'll be messing up. Don't mind me.
Is this the Mexican bloodline?
But during Kofi's match with Chad Gable, he had the match with Chad Gable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Woods got involved there, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why are they not on the same page? Woods called himself the captain this week, and I don't know if I've ever really, no shade, I've not really looked at him as a captain in that group.
Ever.
At the beginning,
he maybe like
niggas together when he had the white suit on.
But how long?
The Brother Love suit on.
Once they, I think he captained them becoming a crew. When they became a crew in the beginning, I feel like the three of them were kind of just I don't want to say they were on the same level, but like they were pretty much equal. They shared tag titles. at a certain point, though, I mean, again, we talked about KofiMania. Big E, has had his world title. I think, and it's Woods. Sometimes he's felt like a 2, sometimes he's felt like a 3. Depends on who's been injured or what have you. He's never really felt like a captain since he formed him.
I mean, who
are you with that?
In every great group, there's a Michelle, there's a Lily, there's a Florence Bauer,
Why?
there's a Joey Fatone.
Why?
Who? That one.
Who you with?
Who?
Shows to get, more shows to rip, more shows than you
Who
know.
You with? Who you with?
Sorry, fam.
Personally, I wouldn't even one of them because I just don't care enough. But
damn, really?
But if I'm being honest,
hate
sorry.
black people.
Right? Like, come on.
Not true.
Yo, what?
I hate.
Hey, no. Hey.
Yeah.
I hate stories that are like. I mean, this might be end up being a good story, right? But,
that's what I'm hoping.
But I don't have enough faith in the E with this particular thing that it's going to be done in a fashion that I feel like it should be done.
Door.
It's given very much of where's Big E. I'm sorry, you need Big E in this equation, but
I think we're gonna get him. They've already invoked him.
Well, and they're 10 years next month.
Yeah, they telling us the story.
He's always he'll probably be at the pay-per-view Saturday.
It could be.
I need Big E in a
Atlanta.
In a singlet.
No.
I need him in the NXT era when he first started working with.
Who are you with?
He said none of them niggas. He said I don't care about none of them.
No.
He said it's not given.
Hey, yo, DDM the GPS when you set it to avoid tolls.
Mimi dying. Mimi dead.
Wheel. Okay, Cal, pick a number between 1 and 5.
God dang it.
Oh my God.
3.
Oh my God. Oh my
All
God.
right, continue.
All right.
Hold on, Cat Taz. Who you with?
So when I was a young boy,
Jesus Christ. Who you with, Cuz?
I'm still with Woods, right? I'll say this. What they're doing is setting up Woods as the best bad guy, as like the Killmonger bad guy who has a point but went about it the wrong way. I think that's what they're doing.
I don't think
with Woods.
I don't think Woods is the bad guy, but I'm still sticking with Kofi.
Woods is
Back to you,
Killmonger.
Cal.